right, y'all. What's up? I'm back. It's your man, King A.D.S, here in the Inland Empire, Southern California, back with another one. You know what I mean? And there's a lot going on out there with everybody and everything. The world is changing, right? Everything around us is changing in so many ways. It's hard to keep up. And the first thing I wanted to recognize one of the first things I wanted to recognize is the people that are passing: Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and now Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? And probably a few others too. I just have to, Noble just passed and everything. Rest in peace to all of them. You know what I mean? Um, Man, it's just times are changing, right? The whole era that I grew up in, that the people previous to me grew up in, all those things are starting to fade. I hope that, and I'm lucky enough to get to the age as a black man in our society to even witness some of these changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, because and statistically, was shown in the past that a lot of us don't even make it past our 30s. You know what I'm saying? Look at, even Tupac died in his 20s. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm very thankful to still be here, to be able to spread love, connect with people, still be working on what I love. You know, not about having, like, a bunch of fame or anything, but just being able to express from a place of understanding and experience, and also having fun from time to time whenever I can grab it, whenever anyone can grab it, really, you know. But yeah, man, the bottom line is, and shit happens, right? Shit is going to happen. I mean, the last video I put up, clear indicator of that, right? Nobody in the 2020s, it seems like nobody is going to get out unscathed. And shit happens, you know what I mean? And just like in the last video, it was going to be a lot of trying to deal with it the right way, right? Not to get too bent out of shape, even though it's easier said than done. I'm not just going to sit here and try to say something to people like, hey, don't get bent out of shape, stay calm about it and everything, and not understand that it's easier said than done. I've been in scenarios too, lots of scenarios in my life where it's easier said than done, but you have to, anyone has to try to get that skill down. I call it ice water veins. And I know that ice water veins are not inherent. You know what I'm saying? It's a learned skill, something that people have to, try to hone. It's like another skill. And I feel like if someone is born with ice water veins, there's probably something wrong with them. You know what I mean? Because fear and anxiousness are reactions that help you survive. So at the same time, it's not a bad thing to be upset or scared about something, or to be anxious about something, but it's also to keep it under control, right? But it's easier said than done. And the reason that it'll be good for anybody to keep it under control is because we have to think straight, think clearly, to try to make the best decision, even if the decisions are crap. Um, because if we don't do that, we'll fall into possibly a spiral, right? We could fall into a spiral. The other voice will be real loud, telling us that we're gonna fail, that it's not gonna work out, and there might be some blessings out there for everybody, but we won't see those blessings, the people trying to help you, or a scenario that will help, opportunity, if we're not clear-headed enough to hear it, right? So that's why, yeah, it's rough. You know what I mean? It's rough, but definitely ice water veins is a learned skill, man. And if anything, I don't want to see anybody spiral out. I don't want to spiral out. I know what that feels like. And I've been faced with a lot of challenges throughout my life. And also, you could be right on your way. Like, there was times I was right on my way to what seemed like it's going to be good, and then the playing field will change and everything fall apart. And there was someone else I was watching that was expressing sentiment like that. I've actually expressed sentiment like that in earlier videos that I did too. Like, I have a lot of videos in the playlist of my A.D.S talks. You could check it out. Um, but but um, but yeah, you can do everything right. You could do everything the right way. You can push. You can even have success in it, and then it just, until it don't go right. It's basically going right until it don't go right. And it could be a number of things. Could be the timing. Like, for a lot of people, it's going to be timing, like how much can you get done within a certain window of time before something shifts. And the more fortunate you are, the quicker you can get to those scenarios and opportunities. Maybe you can avoid a few, you know, splashes on your boat. But the more less fortunate you are, it's more likely that you're gonna have a lot. It's hard to push to get it all done. I mean, and you can be getting it done too, but it's like, will it happen in the right amount of time that you need? So, and you know what else too? And regardless of how it goes, we can't give up. That's just the bottom line too. We got to keep on going. You know what I mean? We got to take that, no matter how bad it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take that and keep on going. We won't have time to even process some of this stuff because we're gonna have to be like, people will have to be like a quarterback. Like you make a mistake, you throw the ball, they run the play, it doesn't go good. He's got to wipe that out of his head immediately in a couple seconds and do the same thing again. Or any athlete, like they play a game, like a competitive game, whatever their mistake was, they're gonna have to wipe that out like immediately. So they have to train themselves to have a short memory. So that's a learned skill too. You know what I mean? But man, while everything is going cuckoo out here, man, it's just nothing makes any sense and it's not fair and I don't agree with it. Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? If you had to ask me directly, you know what I'm saying? There are things I would comment on a different way. You know, there's just some chaoses that are taking place. I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? But regardless, there's other things we have to try to deal with some of this nonsensical scenario. Nobody should have to, but unfortunately, that's where it seems like we're at. You know what I mean? And man, but yeah, can you get what you need to get done in the window that you need to get it done in? It's insane, you know. And shouts going out to everybody, man. Just keep grinding, keep your head up. There's a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of negative attitudes out here too, trying to bring you down, hold you back from what you need to get done. It's going to be a challenge. You probably won't have a lot of time to fraternize. I can't. Why am I messing up that word? Fraternize. Is that the right way to say it, guys? Fraternize or hang out too much. Not too many recreational things because either you won't have the time or the money. All your focus and money will probably be needed to do whatever it is you need to find out to do. So and be very aware, be careful out here. People, not everybody is smart. You know what I mean? It's the bottom line. Everyone has that potential. Everyone has a potential for greatness. Everybody has a potential to, or not to use the potential. But also stress and all these things that are going on. If a person falls into a negative spiral and they're also not that bright, be careful. I just heard a story through the grapevine. It just happened that, while someone else that we, a couple of people that I know that we know was at a gas station getting some gas. He's getting off of work. You know what I'm saying? He's getting some gas. There's somebody was having an altercation. There was a street vendor, and this individual decided to take out a Megatron and go ahead and choom laser beams. You know what I mean? So when people are out here, it's frustrating, and they're at their wits' end. Some people could be dangerous, so be aware. Don't keep it cool. You know what I mean? Keep it cool. Get your popcorn, watch the show. You know, just keep it cool. Keep it with the good energy, and it's very, very strange. It's about the way we're going to interact with things, a lot of it, right? So be very mindful of what you and who you interact with and how you do it and what you take in. You know what I mean? I said that in the last video again too, right? There's like recurring things that will happen for us. But yeah, man, I mean, if we have a sixth sense, mine is heightened right now. Things feel anxious. Things feel anxious. That's the truth. I felt it this morning again because I'm over here shuffling, going to get the van and all kinds of things, and there's more questions and more thoughts throughout that process too. And Also trying to get the rest of this music done from this particular session that I've been in, extensive session, and then get back to making more material for the junk business and service so I can push that more. And shouts to everybody as well. Now that I think about it, I said it out loud. Shouts to people that have been on this path already of starting your own service or business or anything. No matter how hard it gets, it's still a great option that you have to put yourself in the path of the opportunity. You know what I mean? So it's never not going to be a plus. And keep going. To the people who just started, it's going to be a little bit rougher, to establish yourself, I think. But the internet is great now, and now they have AI tools and things like that. I've been hearing some good things from people that I know, that have been using some of these tools too. So I'll be looking into some of those things as well. But it will be coming down to being very resourceful, understanding the voice that you have and using that voice, and understanding as well that not everyone is going to understand what you're doing too. It's going to be really weird. You're going to be stepping onto, like how they always say, chosen ones and all that stuff. You're going to be taking a page out of a chosen one's book or their square. You're going to be stepping on that square. Not everybody is going to get what you're talking about, thinking about, or doing. You know what I mean? But you're going to have to do these things in order to propel yourself and move upwards and forwards, the way that you should. You know what I'm saying? The way that you should, the way you putting in the work and going through the struggles. Come on. Everybody's pulling for you. I'm pulling for you. You know what I'm saying? Just so you know. You know what I mean? If that, I know it don't matter, but I'm just saying. There's somebody out here that's like, I want to see you succeed. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish anything bad for someone. If someone's going through hard times, even if I had differences with them, I'm not saying, aha, look at you. That would be terrible energy on my behalf that I would put out to the world that would take away from the efforts that I'm trying to project and the things that I'm trying to cultivate. So it wouldn't make any sense for me to not want to see other people thrive. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, definitely, we're gonna have to be resourceful, um, keep it together as much as we can, and I don't want to make this video too long. So, but yeah, man, stuff is going around. But like, you feel like, what am I going to do now? What you're going to do is keep going, look for alternative resources, right? That as well, you know, look for alternative resources that you can delve into to try to get something going, and go the whole nine with it too. Go the whole nine with it. But if you started earlier with your own service, own stuff, whatever, being resourceful, you'll probably have an easier time because you'll have some things that were established, relationships, or the way to operate, like your MO, your mode of operation, modus operandi, right? All those things, you'll have that already, and you'll be able to build on it. Or if things fall apart, things have fallen apart on you a few times already, so you've already tried and failed a few times at certain things, or seen the way that things can change and it has nothing to do with you, and you still have to keep going, and so that'll help you too. So for the new people though, congratulations, keep going. But it is going to be rough. This is probably like not the ideal time to start a business, but I'd say it's the best option because with that, at least you always have an area of expertise where you have an ability to make money, to have an income of some sort. And I used to do videos talking about this kind of stuff in the past. I don't know if anyone watched them, you know what I mean? Probably not. Probably not too many people watched them. But the sentiment is still the same, man. I still believe in that. I think there's a lot of things that other people will see for themselves for a change. And I think that's worth it too. I think it's very valuable. People need to see the world through those different lenses and hear the interactions in a different sense so they can see things a little bit in another perspective. You know what I mean? There's a learned, indoctrinated perspective that we all have as Americans living in America or wherever you're at, right? You have that. And then there's the way that things actually work and what's actually getting it done behind the curtain, behind the scene. And that's when we're seeing things a little more clearly. And it also shows the way the place is designed and how we should maneuver for our own benefit better. You know what I mean? So we can know where to spend, know where to be resourceful, know who to talk to, know where to go, and waste less time. But nevertheless, no matter what you do, we've already seen it a bunch of times. It's never going to be perfect. And we can be very fortunate, if we have family or anyone that can help out at the time. But we have to keep pushing, right? Everyone's got to keep pushing. I have enough humility for 3 lifetimes for anyone. I've also feel like I've lived almost 3 lifetimes, but not all in a bad way, you know. But just saying that, yeah, it's gonna be, you know, a trip there. But anyway, man, if you been watching this video, feeling the vibes, and you know, give me a like, drop a like. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a click of a button, and it helps me out tremendously. Like I always say, this is not just about me. This is not an ego thing. This is a connection thing, and I'm just thankful to be able to do it. Life's full of challenges and hurdles. Just trying to use another avenue to give me a leg up and an advantage out here so I can do bigger and better things for the people that I love, and also things that I love to do. You know what I mean? But they're all going in the same cycle, in other words. You know what I mean? Trying to build off of one thing to do something else. You know what I mean? To get more things out, build opportunities, help out my daughter, help out people. You know what I mean? It's all about the whole big picture always. So with that, I just wanted to express that, and I appreciate the people who are rocking with me, rolling with me. We're gonna rock and roll. We doing both, yeah, because we're high tech, you know. But I do appreciate anybody who's rocking with me. You know, has stuck around. I appreciate anyone who takes the time to watch a video that I'm yapping on. I appreciate anyone who takes the time to check out what I feel like I do best, which is the music that I've done the longest. And I'll talk more about some of that stuff in the future too. I think it's coming around full circle again. But yeah, man, just keep your head up, um, and know that it's going to be a trying time, like that other video talking about isolation and going within and stuff, and it's going to come to that. Maybe you got to learn something new. I know I'm going to be studying more stuff, never going to end. So it's all about that, man. So let's get it, and to the next one, much love. Peace.